Hi guys, so today we're going to try out the new die and press kit, the Halloween treat bags. This was brought to HSN for the August 23rd craft day. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this they are available, and I'll have all the links in the description box, and those links would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you were to purchase items through those links. And these items were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. Oh, look how sweet. So I'm already seeing this little kind of like Frankenstein head here. Look at this little guy. What's so cute is that, you know, these really coordinate back to like the stickers and the Halloween card kit. They have that same feel, kind of that same look of these little characters. Super cute. So let's see what we have here. Oh, this is thin metal. These are acetate pieces. We have the cutting folder. Again, if you have a marquee, then you have an extra folder or a replacement folder. But if you don't have a marquee, don't worry about this. Maybe you can use it for a surface to work on or something, you know, with different mixed media things. But again, if you do not have a marquee and you have any other die cutting system that cuts thin metal dies, then you can use these in there. And you can use the marquee to cut other thin metal dies if you have those, because I get that question all the time. So they are mix and matchable within companies as long as they are thin metal dies. Okay. So I'm opening up the instructions for some reason, but let me look at this here. So we have, again, the base die. We have different accessory pieces, it looks like. The little Frankenstein head, the cat, and then the little vampire that we had, or Dracula that we had seen. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay. A little collar or something. This is another portion of the bag, and then like a little tail for your cat and other accent pieces. So let's check out, well, let's look at, then we have the stamps. It looks like there's some accent stamps for like, probably for Frankenstein. And something that looks like little ears, maybe Dracula, and then the little whiskers. And then we have other little accent pieces like mouths and things. To, from, handmade by, spooky treats, vampire bites, no tricks, just treats. Frankly, you're the best. Aww. Okay, so let's look at these instructions. So to make a little favor bag, and it has a little cutout. That is adorable. The cutout does cut this shape. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here, but it's this shape is what it looks like. Yeah, it's like a rectangle. And then it gives you some information as far as how to put together your little Dracula with the stamping detail, the little mouth, and then the other pieces you would need. The cat, and here's little whiskers and things, and the portions of the face. And then Frankenstein, oh my gosh, so cute. And then if you want to stamp on the bag and then put it all together, basically with that little acetate covering the little opening. If you want to put the tail for the cat, and then just glue the bag together, of course, and pop it in place and all that good stuff. So let me grab some papers, and I'm thinking we might make a little Frankenstein. I'll be right back. Okay, for our little Frankie, we don't need too many colors, so just grab some green and some black. I would say, you know, any kind of cardstock, and maybe lighter is better just for the bag, because if you have a really thick cardstock, it's going to be very stiff. But this is a little bit thicker cardstock. It's not like 300 GSM, but it's a little bit thicker. This is just regular kind of Recollections weight, but I think any weight would be really great for this project. So we're going to cut, I'm going to make the bag black. So I'll need one of the front and sides. That's pretty cool. It's all stuck together. And then we just need one more of the back. I don't know if it fits here. If it does. Oh, it does. Okay, so I'll cut these pieces down so I can run them through the marquee. And so the whole piece and that back piece. And then for Frankenstein himself, it looks like a lot of his little bits are here. Basically everything is here. So, you know, we can do some different things. I'm going to cut it out in black, but like if you wanted these little bolts to be like gray or something, you can cut it out again in gray. Just have a little different coloring, but I'll do that. Maybe I'll run it through some gray. I have some gray right here next to me anyhow. Or silver, that'd be really cute to make him really shiny. And then he himself, I'm just looking at, obviously I already dies, but at the same time I can look at the instructions here. So black, this whole thing, and this green. I use a really primary color green, little Hulk looking. And then we also need the two little circles out of white paper, and I didn't grab white paper, but the two little circles are right here. And I always have scraps of white paper right next to me, so I'll do that. And then the eye detail, I believe, is stamped. I don't see anything smaller, like a smaller circle, but I do see here that there's this little dot, so I'm going to stamp the eyeballs afterwards. So let me run these pieces through and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I have all my pieces, and I did go ahead and cut Frankie's little screws here out in silver, so I don't need these black pieces, but if you wanted to just cut black, you have it there. I do want to mention you can get 2 bags per 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, possibly 3 if you, well, not 3, but like 2.5, so maybe on the other one you would get the others, but definitely 2 of them on one sheet, so that's really great. Let me move that to the side, and I guess what we'll do first is go ahead and assemble our little guy. So bring this over, and that's basically in step 2 to assemble the desired face. And I'm gonna start waiting for my glue to start up. I like to put the glue like here sometimes because that's just makes it easier instead of putting glue on the little piece that's in your hand. These pieces are a nice size though, so they're pretty easy to work with. And then we have his little hairline, or his hair, I guess. There we go. It kind of has some notching there, so you can kind of line it up, and that helps you place it, which is very nice. And then his little eyes, which I need to stamp. I haven't done that yet, so let me do this. I'll put these 2 here. And I'm just going to get like a small stamping block. Tiniest stamping blocks in the world there. And I'm just going to take one of these little dots. And some black ink. I'm going to have to let this dry for a second because I'm using VersaFine. It's a very juicy ink. And I'm going to bring this closer to me, but I'm just going to look right down the center. Try to put it right in the center. Wherever you want to put it. Make it fun. Make him look like he has googly eyes. Or however, that's fine too. I'm trying to put it right in the center. Alright, I'm going to let that dry for a second before I move on. Actually, while those are drying, I'll go ahead and stamp like with a darker green his little ears. You can do black, whatever color you like. And it's this one. Sorry, this one here with little like bits. So they're just going to stamp like right in there. Again, if you want to use a stamping tool, I'm just going to pick it up. Just using like a dark green ink. And oh, there's definitely a way it goes. I don't know if you can see, it was kind of beveled in, so find the one that's beveled in and then stamp with that, so it's not the opposite way. Perfect. Aw. Okay, I think we can probably glue his eyes on now. Just kind of using this for reference, where his eyes might be, like in here. And I'm not going to push them down too much until I'm happy with where they are at. Oh my gosh, how cute. Yeah, that's, oh my gosh, super cute. I think that's great. And then they put his little eyebrows on like in a fun way, so I'll do something like that too, like this kind of angle. Maybe another little angle here. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp his mouth, but honestly, a lot of times with little cartoony characters or fun things, you don't have to put their mouth. It looks cute without 2, but I'm going to take that, and we have a little mouth. This one's stitched. I mean, any one of these actually would be really adorable. Aww. I'm gonna use a stitch mouth. Aw, poor little guy. And I'm going to stamp it also in green just for some detail, but if you want to do black, go ahead. But I just want to be kind of a little something, and I'm gonna give him a little crooked kind of smile. How cute. Okay, let me put this stuff away and I'll be right back. Okay, so put my stamps away. So the next thing, if you're going to stamp, they were saying on this part, we'll put this to the side for now, is to go ahead and stamp, a little sentiment or whatever that you want to put on here. I am going to go ahead and score. And with these kind of things, clearly this is going to go back like that. Of course, this is going to go back also. And then these guys are going to kind of make that V, I don't know if you can see there, to go in like a gusset, of course, so it's going to go like this. And then these tabs fold back. And I do like that they're saying to go ahead and score now. I'm scoring pretty much everything, but like these guys too. And here they're just saying to score these larger bits. And this one has 2 little score lines, and it pretty much did it on its own. You saw when I bent it, it just did it. So you have those 2, and then down here. Alright, and we're not quite sticking together yet, so now I'm turning it over so it's on the back side. And it says to go ahead and, it does say to use a paper trimmer or scissors to cut an acetate rectangle 2.5 by 3 inches, but they have provided some here, so that's for later. Right now we have our own little pieces that we can use. And just looking at it, I'm going to go ahead and put glue kind of close to that edge. So that we can get that all down. I'm going to clean up that little piece of glue that came up. And I'm going to hold that down. So I'm going to hold this since I'm using a wet glue. If you're using like a dry glue runner or adhesive runner, you'll be fine. But see how it pops up? So I'm going to hold that down until it's about set up, and I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. And, you know, step 5 would be to add the little tail if you would like. Now we're on step 6. And we're going to take this guy and just adhere it to one of these tabs. So I'm just going to take some glue right up to the edge. And glue that there. Super cute treat bag base. You know, you can use this for anything, any occasion. So I'm just kind of holding that. And while I do that, the next thing, they are showing to go ahead and put glue here and then just kind of bring it over, but this would be step 7. Glue there. And I'm working in the air, as you can see, but if you want to lay it down at this point, you can, because the bag basically can be constructed flat. So once I see that this is lined up nicely and I'm at edge to edge, I could lay it down and just give it a really good zhuzh there. Okay, I'm going to wait for this to set up, and we'll move on to step 8, which would be just to pop it up into a box. Okay, we're good. So, you know, step 8 is just to kind of go like this, and they want you to put down this larger flap first, and the 2 side flaps, kind of like the tea light base, and then just push this down. And when you push that down, it kind of clicks in there. Super easy. So, oh my gosh, how cute! Let me tell you the size of this really quick. The next thing is showing is to go ahead and fill it with treats and then put a little spot of glue. I'd probably maybe put repositional adhesive or something like that, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. And then put your little topper on there. So this is almost 2.5, just over 2.25 inches wide, by 3 inches, just over 3 inches deep. The base here is 1.5, almost 1.5. Sorry guys. And then of course that's the same width as before, which was almost 2.5. So cute. And then of course the depth is the same from what we just measured. So they said put some glue there, hold that down. Look how cute this little pouch is. Oh my goodness. And then go ahead and put your little topper on. So I'm gonna put the topper on just to show you. Again, you have a little bit of a gusset, it has that little space. How when we first folded it earlier, it had 2 things. I'm just gonna glue that on there. I'm gonna go grab some little treats, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so that's about set up. I just grabbed some different candies. I think like if you're gonna use like a fun size, it might hold a couple of them. You might want to put them down like this with a couple other little treats. How cute! Oh my gosh. With a couple other small, kisses or something. I need to start getting more candy for this season that's coming upon us, because that way I can show you more. These are Mexican candies that we love. So we have Tomi, Super Natia, I have Damis, and Ricos Besos. And so just, these are like small candies, so hopefully you can kind of see that. I just grabbed a little handful, but I think you can probably put in more of those kind of things. Yeah, definitely. So that's like 5 or 6 of those little guys. You can probably put in maybe 7 or 8, something like that size. Hopefully that gives you an idea. And then again, they say to put a little glue and glue that down. And there's that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. How cute is this? Oh my goodness. I'll have the links in the description box. and some images for you. And so thank you so much, Die Press, for sending these for review. And I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.